After the tensions in the Middle East are once again coiling up here, we are right now seeing a big drop on the price action on Bitcoin, and basically we are still trading in this massive reaccumulation range we've been talking about for the last period in the market. And I mean, I want to be breaking down what we're currently exactly seeing, what we need to see for a next big push up towards the upside, the biggest consolidation phases that are right now getting created, and more importantly, we are still seeing massive amounts of liquidity being piled up above us right now here. So I want to discuss this, the big news that is going to be hitting the market today, the big buys from BlackRock they did yesterday, and much more important charts and patterns that are telling us something about what is about to be happening next for Bitcoin, but also for altcoins. Because yes, I do believe still there's a big opportunity laying in that market right now. So don't forget to once again slap that like button back above 1,000 likes. It would be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So to kick off the video, I want to be going straight away in towards the news that is hidden today. And that is, of course, that the Federal Reserve will make another decision on either to hike, hold, or cut interest rates here. But, of course, the consensus is already that, yes, we're most likely going to see that they're going to be holding the interest rates, and that probably only from of September 2025, we could be expecting the first rate cut to be happening. But, of course, as time continues, we're seeing that the Federal Reserve is holding a higher for longer, a more significant period of time here. So it is not all too certain that we're even going to get a rate cut unless something bad is going to be happening in all markets. Further on, yesterday, BlackRock bought over 6,000 Bitcoins, which is worth about 640 million US dollars, which was by far one of their largest buys they've ever done before here. Then also on the Ethereum ETF, they bought about 40 million US dollars. So there's still a lot of accumulation coming in from of these spot Bitcoin ETF issuers. But of course, this is all happening while tensions in the Middle East are rising very rapidly. I mean, we are having this major conflict right now in the Middle East. And basically, this is the second time this already happened in the last, 6 or 7 months or so. And yes, the last time this happened, we first saw a 12% drop. Then the conflict cooled off and we saw a major pump on the markets for Bitcoin. But yeah, let's see how it is going to be playing out this time around here. But of course, yesterday, we also started to see that Donald Trump is apparently involved in this here. He is saying an unconditional surrender is going to be happening for Iran. And yeah, basically, the tensions are being built up here. And of course, after he tweeted this, the markets took a hit here because, of course, if the US is going to get involved in this big world war scene here, it is probably going to be bad for all markets. So that is why we did saw that straightaway reaction, not only on Bitcoin, but on all markets, especially also on the altcoin market. We heavily got hit here. And yeah, all in all, it doesn't change all too much on the picture of Bitcoin right now here, because ultimately we're still in this sideways consolidation range, right? We're still trading sideways between the highs, between the lows, and this has been the case for already the last 40 days on the market on Bitcoin. So let's see how it's going to be playing out here. Bitcoin is still consolidating in this range here, and as soon as we're going to be breaking outside either the top side or the lower side is where we're going to be seeing that next major move getting created towards. So let's see how that's going to be playing out here. At the same time, while we're trading in this range, it looks to be that we're creating another consolidation phase, which is this symmetrical triangle, where we also will be looking at, because of course, as soon as we break that support line or the resistance line on the top side, we are going to be in for a major continuation any direction. So let's see how that's going to be playing out for sure here, but Bitcoin is still consolidating. And like I mentioned in many videos before as well, Bitcoin is right now in a very different shape compared to previous bull runs. I mean, right now in this cycle, we don't move up in a straight way towards the upside. No, we move up in these phases. And once again, we have seen a very long consolidation phase, similar like the one we had in 2024, which almost took the entire year. Similar like we had in 2023, which also almost took the entire year. Once again, we are right now seeing this consolidation phase already from of November 2024, guys. So this is a very long period already in the market. For over 210 days, we have been consolidating below that 110,000 US dollar level. So it's a very big consolidation phase where we are once again in. And of course, whenever we're going to be seeing a breakout outside of this range, of course, first of all, we're going to see more interest getting spiked again here. I mean, the views on my YouTube videos, but also many other people are very low right now here. And usually, whenever the retail interest is going to get spiked again, we tend to see somewhat of a run on altcoins. So, yes, I'm very excited for that here. And I do think that we are going to get that next rally spiked here anytime soon here. And of course, resistance remains to be resistance. We can clearly see that. We got rejected from that level for 4 weeks in a row right now here. But really where I will be looking at is a break above the range high. And if as soon as we can do so, then we're going to be pushing higher. But with a strong accumulation from BlackRock, of course, also Michael Saylor and all these other big companies, it's just a matter of time before we're absolutely going to be crushing through this level. So super excited for that, and I'm very convinced it's going to be happening. Also on the M2 money supply, we're seeing there's more and more money getting created worldwide here, and ultimately that is going to be leading towards higher prices for the Bitcoin price action eventually. And I mean, we are indeed right now seeing a breakout, but we are having some choppy price action. But as soon as this breakout is going to get really continued, as soon as we're going to be breaking above that high, then I do think once again we could be in for once again a big rally back towards the upside. At the same time, while we're looking at this, of course, I mentioned it, we're creating liquidity on the top side. Funding rates are also dropping, which basically means here that there are not a lot of people aggressively longing Bitcoin, which makes this trend all that more healthy. So yeah, super excited what we're seeing over there here. And I mean, also what I want to be discussing is, of course, the point of the last phase of the cycle. I mean, it's always the last part of the cycle where markets tends to be performing the best. First of all, we created somewhat of a triple bottom on the altcoin market where we bounced from. And yeah, we are right now, as you can see, in the last 3 months of this Bitcoin and altcoin cycle. And just like last cycle, the last 3 months were where the biggest gains were realized. And especially in the 2017 cycle, which I think we can compare ourselves towards a little bit more than the last cycle we had in Bitcoin in general. You can see here, in the last 3 months is where all the gains were realized on altcoins. And I believe something similar is once again going to be the case. If Bitcoin is then going to be breaking above $120,000, we are obviously going to be seeing a lot of interest return in the market. And that ultimately will be pushing the price action way, way, way higher again here. I mean, we're seeing in on-chain data that Ethereum net will position change is rapidly increasing towards the will accumulation side. So there are a lot of people accumulating positions on Ethereum right now here. We're seeing the highest levels of Ethereum transactions in about 4 years right now once again here. So the network is getting used more than ever before, which is a very great signal, obviously. And that shows you once again also a big sign of accumulation. ETH compared to Bitcoin is looking very strong. All the metrics are aligning for a big breakout towards the upside. And I mean, just like last time around, no one expected this, but I was in a long position and I benefited from it. I remain to be in that exact same long position because I do believe ultimately we're going to get another big spike towards the upside where I don't want to be missing out on. And I mean, the next spike towards the upside is likely going to be towards the top side of the region, which is about $4,000. And I think these things can move very quickly. I mean, we've seen 6 weeks in a row of major rejections from this very important level in the market right here. But as soon as we're going to be breaking above this level, having that confirmed breakout on the weekly time frame, we're going to get a similar gold-like candle. There's a lot of accumulation ongoing, and eventually all the sellers are out of the market. And we're going to be seeing that next push towards the upside. I mean, BlackRock is apparently accumulating very heavily. I've been accumulating very heavily. And we are seeing that there are more strategic partners and strategic people in the market with very big portfolios accumulating ETH. And that is ultimately going to be leading towards this next rally higher. But of course, ultimately, the big reason why ETH is going to be pushing higher, in my opinion, is because Bitcoin is going to be doing so. Bitcoin looks absolutely like it's going to be exploding anytime soon here. We are seeing a very bullish consolidation phase, which is about to be ending soon here. So, guys, I am still preparing. I'm not going to call it whenever it's going to be exactly happening, but yeah, I'm going to be looking at this range here, and I will be saying whenever we break outside of the top side of the range, that is where the confirmation of the big breakout towards the upside is going to get started. So still waiting. We have a big conflict going on in the Middle East here. This is, of course, ultimately something bearish for the markets and, of course, bearish for all people because, yeah, you don't want these things to happen. But anyways, this was it from me in today's video. If you did learn something from it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.